Believe that. Yo, welcome to another episode of the People's Rebuttal Podcast. Good
Yes,
morning,
sir.
all. Good morning to my co hosts, and good morning
Morning.
to all our beautiful listeners. What's happening,
Good
everybody?
morning. Good morning. How
Yeah.
you doing, Mafia?
Oh, I'm doing, man. It's
And old Zach,
Friday.
what's happening, baby? It's Friday.
You know what I mean? Podcast popping, people popping.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
rebuttal is on. The rebuttal
Some
is
people out
on.
here popping bubble gum. You know what I mean?
Ooh wee, ooh
Ooh
wee,
wee.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of which, I can't wait to y'all bump y'all gums because we got a little topic here that I'm not all the way knowledgeable about, but I'm sure
Oh,
y'all gonna
really?
give me an earful. Oh, most definitely, most
Absolutely.
definitely.
Absolutely. Let me
Yeah,
get myself set here.
gonna
Yeah, I
get
got
set,
something
man.
for
Get
you
set.
today.
Yeah, we talking.
Got a little
We
something for you, you know?
gonna talk a little sports today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Little current affairs and things that's going
Yeah.
on. What's really going on?
Speaking of sports, it looks like Zach out hunting.
All right,
Zach don't hunt.
Zach don't hunt.
You sure?
I've never understood. But there's a creek back here.
Okay,
Oh, look at that!
we got
Look at
Zach
that!
in nature
We
today.
done went back old school, huh?
I like the
Yeah,
nature.
We done went
off the
back.
grid, I'd say. Except I'm on the internet right now, so that doesn't really work.
Yeah, that
Right,
don't work.
right. That place is becoming more and more city like. it's
Man,
it's real
screw this place.
it's
He said,
really
I
"Screw
popping.
it."
I'm yeah. There's
No, you're
better
not.
Man,
I mean, you go down to Austin, Lake Travis, places like that. I think this is tourist 101.
I trade places with you,
Yeah,
straight
Mafia
up.
look like he in loose
All they do
terror.
is fucking golf, though.
Hey, you speaking my
Yeah,
language.
hey.
You speaking my language.
I went to the range yesterday.
You went to the
Huh?
range.
Yeah,
Oh,
Okay. How was that?
it's cool. And then I actually played 8 holes. It
Look
looked
at you, man.
terrible.
Hey, that's all
oh.
right. You played though, baby. That's
I
what it's
didn't look
all
as
about.
bad as what I'm saying though, so don't get the game twisted. I still got a little fire in me, even though the
I'm
last time I
sure.
played it was a while back. I still got. Hey, I'll be ready for whatever my next time.
Say no more. Say no more. Hey, yo. So we
All right,
talking sports
Vaughn.
today.
How
Go
happy
ahead.
are
Go
you
ahead.
today, Vaughn?
I'm happy.
Congratulations.
How happy are
You know
you
what I'm
today?
saying? Feel
On a
free
new,
and
it's a new baby
represent.
boy.
Oh
It's a new
man,
baby boy.
oh man, I'm happy like I'm happy every day. You know, I'm happy to be alive. You know what I mean? And
Amen to that.
But are you a little
yesterday evening,
happier with?
but yesterday evening.
So what happened yesterday evening, big fella?
Well, we pulled off the ultimate heist yesterday, and pulled the whole proverbial rug from up on a lot of people's feet, and we got the big fish in the water. I say, look at the
Oh
Raiders doing
we
something out here, and we got
Raiders.
and we picked up old
Devontae
Devontae
Adams.
Adams, man. So
Devontae
I'm
Adams.
like,
That's huge.
ooh wee, I'm
And y'all
Huge
done
already,
indeed.
paid him
and they paid him, and
141 million.
yeah, and we got rid of a couple of picks. Like they say, that's the mantra of today's sport. We
Okay.
don't really care about picks. If you know the track record of the Raiders, we don't really draft really well these last 10 years. It's been kind of bad. So, oh well, get rid of the picks. We don't have any of our first top uh, 3 round picks from 2020. So it's
Word.
like, yeah, man, throw them picks away. We got, and they're well worth it. So we got the
Okay.
big fish in the pond. We got
Yeah.
another, piece of ammunition to add to our arsenal now.
Arguably
it's
one of the
great. It's
best.
a great time to be a Raider. I don't know,
Good
and,
guy.
and I just want to say this because I got two of my friends, or I don't know what do they call you guys from Chicago? Chicagoans? Is that what they call you?
Chicago,
Chicagans?
Chicago.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
want to say I appreciate you Chicagans for a couple of those free agent picks y'all gave us too. So
Yeah.
we got a couple of
Hey,
guys we signed to add to veteran depth. Thanks to the Chicago Bears. I
and
appreciate
still
that.
keeping picks
I sure
hey,
all
and
over a
they
guy
lost
we just got rid of.
I was
and
just about to say.
you lost Allen Robinson and you lost Khalil Mack
Wait, well, we
and
didn't
Mitch
lose Khalil
Trubisky.
Mack. Well, we didn't lose Khalil Mack. We gave him to the Chargers. But what are you talking about, Robinson? I have not seen the Robinson news. What the fuck's going on?
He signed with the Rams.
Son of a
Really?
bitch.
Yeah, he
So
signed with
now
the
I
Really?
have no wide receiver. Well, I guess we got that number 11 guy, Mooney. Is it Mooney?
Mooney?
Well, if you got to
Okay.
think about him, you don't know.
Yeah.
It ain't significant enough right now. He ain't there yet. Let's just put
So
it
I'm
that
going
way.
to do what a Cowboys fan always says. This is a rebuilding year.
The rebuilding, yeah.
Man,
That's
listen,
every year.
Man,
Since
Cowboys
since
have
they
just.
won.
I mean, if they think they're going to the Super Bowl this year, they're crazy.
well, last
I,
year was their best chance of going. I
yeah.
believe they had the best as far as on paper. That was their best chance of going. I mean, once you start breaking down those little pieces that they're losing, and they're not adding anything, you lost, Amari Cooper, which even though I'm not all that high
Cool.
on Amari Cooper, but you
Cool.
lost him, and then you turn around, you lost Randy Gregory. Um,
Yeah.
uh, I don't know how you're gonna replace some of that. I'm not saying these guys are not replaceable, but uh, it's gonna be difficult as long as Dak. Oh, I tell you what would probably open the door for Amari Cooper to leave was the fact that he called Dak Prescott the black Kirk Cousins.
He called him that literally?
He called that. Well, that's what somebody told me that he called him the black Kirk Cousins, and I said, man, that is pretty doggone accurate. Um, Dak Prescott is really not as good as what his contract says. He got paid for what the market said he was
Okay.
supposed to get, and he's not
Okay.
performing. For a guy that getting paid as much as he is, he should be doing a lot more than that. So he looks like I'm not saying he's satisfied and that he doesn't that I don't feel like he's going to get better. But last year was his first year coming off that injury, so he might be a little bit better this year. And then they paid Michael Gallup
Yeah.
for some
Okay.
reason. I
He said
like
for
Michael
some reason.
Gallup. I like Michael Gallup.
For
I
some
do.
reason.
Yeah, for some reason they paid him. But they high on Michael Gallup. I mean, I like
Too
Michael
soon?
Gallup's aggressiveness on the ball. He's coming out. He's had an
Mhm.
ACL injury though, so I like to see how he come off that.
No
So,
doubt.
So
but
you think it was too soon to pay him, or
no, I think he was already at the end of his rookie contract probably.
Okay.
So I didn't mean. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say for some reason like he's trash or something, but. They definitely have some problems, some spots that they need to fill over there, and I think if Dak Prescott has a better season, you know, then of course the Raiders. I'm not sorry. Then of course the Cowboys have a better season. So, but I
Hey
am
Von.
happy about my Raiders though.
Ron, so for myself and probably some of our listeners who really not aware like I am, and this Devontae Adams thing, like I think he's like one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in the league. And I know that they tried to franchise him in Green Bay. With him going to the Raiders, was he traded or they?
Yeah,
How did that all come?
they
Like
traded
yeah,
him.
he
they
refused. He
traded
was
him.
going to refuse to play. So I mean,
Okay,
Yeah,
it's one of the things. Might as well
yeah.
get something for him.
something for him.
Nobody knew except for the Raiders and the Packers. They already knew that trade was going down.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because he wasn't, as like Zach said, he wasn't playing up under that franchise tag. He
Yes.
wanted a long term contract, and plus he
Okay.
wanted to play with Derek Carr, and plus he wanted to. I guess his dream was to play with the Raiders his whole time. So
Okay.
he was gonna make that happen. And going into the last year uh, of his contract or whatever, and
Mhm.
they still have rights over him, so he wasn't gonna play up under that tender. So get some for him, and they got two high round picks, two prime picks in this year's draft for him. So they got a first
Okay.
round pick and they got a
You're
second
welcome.
round pick for Devontae Adams, and
Okay.
he's
You're
well
welcome.
worth it, man. Like they
Yeah.
Oh
say,
yeah.
fuck them picks.
Okay. Now tell me this. I heard you mention. I'm sorry. Who's your quarterback with the Raiders? Carr.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr.
Now I heard some talks about Devontae Adams wanted to go be with his best friend. Is like him and
Yeah, they play
I'm sorry.
college ball together.
They
They
play
really,
college ball.
yeah, they play
Gotcha.
college ball together.
Okay.
They pretty. I think he went with
Okay.
Fresno State. Was it Fresno?
Okay.
Yeah, they college buddies, and so I think that was their dream all along and the plan all along. And so you take that and add that into the mix.
Okay. Okay.
This talks him going to the Raiders was a talk that was happening way months ago. And
Okay.
yeah, it was like on
Okay.
the insider. You had to be really watching, football to know that this was going to come into fruition someday. But it did. It did.
Okay.
So and then you know what? The Packers actually offered him more money.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
They actually offered him more money,
He
but
didn't want it.
they let you know he was ready to go.
I was going to inquire about that as well because I heard some talks because of course I'm not that in tune, but I heard some things about how Aaron Rodgers, and I'll say quote unquote procrastinated signing or making his choice of decision. Do you feel that the Aaron Rodgers procrastination or the amount of time it took him to sign, did that kind of play a part in Devontae's situation at all? Being franchised or being traded? No? Okay.
No, he wanted to play for the Raiders. I mean, I talked to
Okay.
somebody who said that you would take less money to play for your like the team you grew up with. So if I played football, I might take a little bit less money, to go to play for the home, the Bears than I would if somebody else, offered money.
Hey,
Right.
Somebody
Zach, so
told me
I
that.
asked the question, is that true? Would you do that to play for the Bears? Would you take less money than you're worth
Right.
to
We
play
we
for the
know
Bears?
somebody we know somebody who actually said that to me.
Okay, I'm asking you, would you really take less money than your
Oh
value
yeah.
to play for the Bears?
Yep.
Really?
To pay for your hometown team or the quarterback you wanted to play for. I mean, I think with the Raiders version, it was the quarterback you wanted to play for.
Hmm.
I think with for me, it'd be the same thing. I mean, if they
Okay.
offered me less money, I don't know. I mean, it couldn't be like half. One team offered me 20 million, the other one offered me 10 million. I really don't think
Yeah, we ain't talking
that's
about
not going
that
to fly.
type of drop,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
a couple.
Yeah. Well, I'm
If it was
talking.
10, like,
A
nah.
couple
Yeah.
dollars. A
If it's
couple
Talking
8
about,
dollars.
million,
you
10
talking about
million,
yeah,
8
yeah.
million, 10 million. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then you gotta think about
Yeah.
it, man. He living in all that snow up there. It's like, man, come on, man. Green Bay got to be next to playing. Hey, Green Bay got to be next to playing in Cleveland. You know what I mean? It's like you get sent to Cleveland, your career over with.
Okay.
You ain't gonna want
Man,
to play no more.
I'm
Well,
thanking
so
y'all
before we
right.
get to Cleveland, because
Yes,
Cleveland is
you
a
read my
good
mind,
topic,
Zach.
but before we get to Cleveland,
Before we get to
Von
Cleveland.
Miller went to Buffalo,
Did
right?
he?
Right,
Von Miller got paid to go to Buffalo.
right.
Really?
He had a chance to come
Wow.
back home and play for the Cowboys too, but
Yeah, but
Okay.
Buffalo offered him too much money, I bet.
yeah, nobody. A lot of people don't like playing at home. You know what I mean?
Really?
It's too many. Yeah, it's too many people
Okay.
at home.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get that. I
Well, and
get
I,
yeah.
that.
I
Nobody.
think, I think for somebody like Von Miller, it's kind of like some guys, who was it that went to, somebody went to New England and said he was there specifically to win a ring. I wonder if Von Miller's was I want a ring. But he has a ring, doesn't he,
Oh,
with Denver?
He got 2 rings.
2 rings.
Okay.
He got
Two
I
2
think he
rings.
wants
Okay.
to play for a contender. I
A
think
Well, that
contender.
makes
I
I
don't
sense.
see
think
Well,
that.
that
he
makes
views
sense. He's playing
yeah.
for a contender now, and he got paid, and they got
Yeah.
good food up there,
Yeah.
He said, and they got good
And
food.
they got good food.
and they got good food up there. So
And
he
it's the
look,
home of Rick James
and
in
it's
the
the home of
building.
Rick James. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
baby. For
So
all the people
shoot,
that know.
he'd be all right up there. Everybody I know, everybody I know who has ever played up there, they love Buffalo. So
Yeah.
I've never heard any bad thing, and neither have I heard anything bad about Green Bay either. So,
Okay.
but Cleveland,
There's just nothing
He said,
there.
wait a minute. He
I
said,
don't
but
know. I ain't heard
Cleveland
nothing bad about
Cleveland's where
Cleveland. I got a couple friends that played there. They just say there's nothing there. I was like, wow.
so there's 2 parts to Cleveland. My
Okay.
understanding was Cleveland had an interest in Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
Yep.
And when they showed interest in Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield became a little bitch about it.
In
Now
what
that's
way?
one side of the story. Well,
Okay.
that's when he wrote that letter saying, basically his thank you letter to Cleveland.
Well,
Wait
the
a minute.
writing
He
was on
wrote
the
a
wall.
literal letter?
Yeah,
Like,
well, a
Yeah.
tweet. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
he
writing a
let
letter
out.
nowadays.
Yeah.
He
Translation.
used every character too. Every
Yeah.
character you can use on Twitter,
Are
he
you
used it.
serious?
Well, you gotta put things in perspective. If you're the
I'm
starting
listening.
quarterback of a team and they
Mhm.
bring in another quarterback of this guy's caliber, you already know the writing's on the wall.
But it was just talks.
No, they flew him in. They flew
Okay.
It's still that he's not going there now.
Right, but I'm still saying if your girlfriend is flirting with you with another guy in front of you,
No, she
It
went on a
flies
date.
him in.
She
It flies him
girlfriend
in.
went
Yeah,
on a
goes on
it
a
date.
flies
date.
him
Yeah.
in, or
That's
vice
more than
versa. She
flirting.
flies to go see him. Either way, I don't know which way it happened. You tell me how would you feel? The writing's all over the wall, man. It's just
Yeah.
that their vision of the Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield is over, and so he knew it. He went on to try to jump in front of it and try to say, put his little 2 cents in there, but we know that relationship was done. Once you do that, a guy is never going to trust the organization anyway. I don't think he trusted the organization anyway. I don't really
Okay.
like Baker Mayfield, but good luck on your career. He said he asked to be traded, and they denied it. So they like, you're gonna sit on this contract, and you're gonna like it, and you're gonna eat my bread pudding. You're gonna do all this, and they're
Wow.
not, and they're not, and I don't even know if they're entertaining any trades.
Hey Vaughn, I have a question.
Yeah.
So, because I trying to formulate in my mind how Baker can, and if I had to guess, he kind of got probably emotional to write a letter or take it to the whole world and put it in the ether
Man,
by
they own
going
him.
to
They
social
own him.
media. So, am I missing something where people or players even don't realize that this is a business, and as quick as you're acquired, you can be dealt. And it
Well,
could
it's
be
a
nothing personal to you as an
well
individual.
when we dealing with guys at the highest level, in their
Okay.
prime, and
Mhm.
your ego and your confidence is very high, and
Okay.
your reputation is everything. And so,
I get that.
for a guy of his stature, of his status, I should say, to come in, highly touted, first round pick, had maybe out of his 3 or 4 seasons he played, he had some okay seasons, and so he considers.
He had some really good seasons for the tools he had.
Nah, man, come on, man, he had a good
broke down
defense, and
OBJ.
man, he had a good defense, and he had a great offensive line and a
And
good
great
running
running
back.
backs. Two of them.
Great run
Nick
game.
Chubb, yeah.
Two
And
of them.
he had some decent targets besides OBJ.
Yeah.
He had Njoku in the tight end. He had Jarvis Landry.
Landry. Yeah.
He had Peoples Jones. He had
Mhm.
early in his career, who was the other guy? What's the guy keep getting in trouble for drugs? Josh, not Josh
Oh, the
Gordon.
one that went to the Patriots for a
Yeah,
minute.
Josh.
Yeah, I
Well,
know
you
who
know
you're
what I'm
talking
talking
about. I
about.
can't think of
Hell,
his name,
you know what I'm
Yeah, I know
talking
but
who
I
about.
you're
know who you're
talking
talking
about.
Yeah. So he had him at the beginning too. So he had his targets, man. He definitely had his chance um, to make a mark there. But yeah, his feelings was hurt, man. His
about.
feelings was hurt. But at the end of the day, man, it is a business, man, and
Yeah,
it is a double-edged sword. Players get criticized for choosing to leave, a team, and but when it's on the other end, when a team decides to get rid of a player, it's a business decision. You know what I'm saying? So players have to do what's in the best interest of themselves, and players do have more control over where they're going now versus
yeah.
uh, versus how it has been in the past, and
Yeah.
so um,
Well, and I
they,
had that discussion with a fan one time.
what's
A
that?
guy who was mad because his player went to a different team. Well, he was mad because his player, his one of his favorite players went to a different team. And I
Okay.
said, look, think of it like this, man. If you're the president of Coca-Cola and Pepsi offers you more money, you're telling me you're not going to go be the president of Pepsi? I mean, you could still have a Pepsi can sitting on your desk and just fill it full of Coca-Cola if you like Coca-Cola better than you like Pepsi. But it doesn't matter. It's a business. That's a
Yeah.
job, you know?
Right, it's a business decision, but
So,
you can't tell a fan that. We don't understand it as fans.
mm-mm.
As fans, yeah.
Yeah, as
I was
fans, you
going to
don't
burn
want
my
to.
Urlacher jersey
Man, I don't think y'all really
when he
know.
left.
I don't think y'all really know how serious fandom is around these parts. Like me and some of
Well,
my
they get
friends,
crazy.
we're pretty serious about this shit. It's like, don't come in this motherfucker talking about this your team. You ain't got on no jersey, nothing. Say, man, you're not even in the conversation.
Right.
It's not.
Hey,
We started trash talking yesterday, and
okay.
we're not even in an off season yet. Especially when Devontae Adams came, my
Yeah.
chest got so big yesterday. It's like,
Oh wait. Oh wait.
yeah, that what's up now.
Hey
Yeah, I'm
Vaughn,
ready.
That's
so
the
tell
thing. I
me
mean,
this.
I was talking shit to Chad 2 weeks before, or no, when they announced the schedule. I was
Yeah,
texting Chad,
yeah,
"You
yeah.
going
Okay.
down, man?"
Hey Vaughn, so tell
Ready.
me this. You mentioned fandom or fanship or fanhood, whatever
Yeah,
you
I'm
want to
here.
call it.
I'm here for
Like
it.
with you experiencing the whole Raider Nation thing, man. I mean, face paint, spiked shoulder pads. Like when we talk about fandom, man, just give me your experience on how deep that ran into some of those fans, that whole Raider Nation. I mean, like from being a player and really experiencing the tailgating and the stands and and that whole experience. Just kind of give me a little bit of insight of that whole thing from your view of looking at a fan.
Um, I just, I never thought people could be so passionate about about a team.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I
Okay.
never thought that
Yes.
until, you know, uh, I'm gonna always say this. There's two teams that I know for a fact have probably the strongest following nationwide. No matter where we
Okay.
went, and I done played in Mexico, I've played in Japan.
Okay.
Uh, when our teams have traveled there,
Mhm.
and there was always Cowboy fans.
Always.
All
Yes.
and they're all man, wherever you go, they'll go. You always gonna see a Cowboy fan, and you
Hmm.
always gonna see a Raider. I promise you.
Wow.
I
Okay.
promise you. That the love and the passion. And I'm not talking about bandwagon fans either. And I'm not. And I could probably name about 5 teams. Chicago Bears being one of them.
Okay.
Uh, um, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The
Hmm.
man, when I tell you the tradition that they have precedes them,
Okay.
and they represent the bloodline of the city.
Mhm.
And you begin to realize that you're playing more than just a game from, a fan's aspect. They waiting all week for this game to happen and all year long. And some have been waiting 11 years, 10 plus years for your team to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So when you go into a place like a Raider Stadium, no matter where
Mhm.
it is, at the time it was in Oakland,
Mhm.
um, man, just a mistake and get through the parking lot, and people are already in full gear,
Okay.
full gear, and it's something to remember, man. Something to appreciate,
Okay.
and knowing that it's not just the fans when you play with a team; it's the organization, and they have a saying um, with the Raiders that once you're a Raider, you're always a Raider, and
Yeah.
that means a lot. That means a
Okay.
lot. So you're not just playing to make a paycheck. You're playing because you actually feel like you're a part of the family, and
Okay.
being a part of Raider Nation. I think it fit me uh, more so than other teams that I played with, and
Okay.
I appreciate the fans, man. The fans are something else, man. Man, I
Okay.
still love them. I still love them. So
Hey Vaughn, so pardon the interruption. Zach, I want to talk to you. I have a question about your fanhood. But Vaughn, if you can just give me your most memorable or the first fan experience that you had to say, man, this is a real fan, or these are real fans. Any one experience that come to mind right away?
Um,
Well, I mean, obviously, my first input to fans was '85. I mean, that was my introduction to
Okay.
football.
Th-
Living in Chicago,
okay.
and I mean that was massive. I mean, you talk about. I mean, we talk on the sports marketing side constantly about fans that travel. So if you're going to do a
Hmm.
show
Hmm.
whose fans travel,
Okay.
the
Okay.
Eagles, the Raiders, the Cowboys, Bears somewhat, not massively. Steelers, they travel. Um,
Hmm.
so if you're going to have a show or you're going to do one of our comedy shows, fans that travel. I mean, the craziest fans I've ever seen is there's like four dudes down in Tyler that have the faces of Ed, Troy Aikman, Emmett Smith tattooed on their bodies.
Wow.
wow. You said,
Wow.
and Ed too,
One
huh?
of them's name I think's like Tattoo Eddie or something. Oh, and Ed signed it. Dude walked up to him and said, "Will you sign my tattoo?" It was on his leg. I looked over at Big Fella and was like, "Dude, if
You
man
gonna do
walked
that?
up to you and asked you to sign his leg, would you do it?" And he goes, I don't know. I said, "Man, I would run because you crazy as fuck. You got my face on your leg."
What if he had it on his chest?
Ooh.
On his biddies? Yeah, I'm running
On his
even faster.
biddies. Man.
I'm
That's
What?
stealing a car. I'm not running away. I'm stealing somebody's car and I'm
right.
driving away.
Hey
That's
Zach,
crazy.
now that's an interesting concept, because I'm thinking like, man, someone like has so much passion for me from a fan point of view. They tattooed me on their body. Like, to me, that speaks mountains. So, with that being said, like Zach, if you were a player, or even Vaughn, either or, feel free. If a fan came up to you with a tattoo of you on their body, like, what does that
I
say
tell
to
him he
you?
needs to
Or
find Jesus.
are
He
you
he, he
serious?
doesn't have
Yeah, man.
yeah, he's not right. I mean,
Hey
you can
Zach,
have. I
he's
mean,
gonna
I
walk
have a
away from you.
tattoo. I have the
He's
Chicago Bear. Look, man, I got the Chicago Bear on my arm. I was my first tattoo I got when I was 47 years old, and I got my Chicago Bear tattoo. But that represents the team, not a player. That represents I'm a fan of the Chicago Bears. But
okay.
I'm not going to tattoo Walter Payton. I'm not going to tattoo somebody's face. I tattoo a number, sure.
He said a number.
I'll tattoo a number and a name, but my
Hmm.
face, somebody else's face on some dude's face on my body, man, come on now. Boy, no. Well, no,
He
not
says,
doing it.
"Boy, no." When I was in college playing college ball, I wanted my son and my sister's face tattooed on me. It was a desire. I never got it, but
But that's your
is there any
family.
difference? That's my family.
No, but
Okay.
that's your family. Yes.
But I
That
was
is your
fans of them
family,
though,
not some
as my
dude you've
family.
never met.
Not some
So
dude.
is a
you
But
never
that
tattoo?
met.
is your family. That's like people, you see people with their children. That's fine. You put your children, I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but great. You want to do that? That's fine.
Well,
But
tattoos
to
tattoo
tattoo
tell a
some
story.
random dude's face.
Well, I'm not. It's not random though. It's not random.
What
They
in the,
could be a straight up fan. Like, I get it. Like, I don't get the tattoo or you know what I'm saying, but I get the fan aspect and the attachment. Is that any different than
I'm a fan of Barry
having a
Sanders,
jersey?
but I'm not getting Barry Sanders tattooed on me. Sure,
I
put
get
on
it.
a jersey. I'll sign the jersey.
You'll sign the jersey. Okay.
You have a shirt. Put on, you got a shirt with my face on it. If I did, sure, great. I'm fine with that. I have absolutely no problem with that.
Hey
But
Zach, you know
that
that
is,
fan that you told he needs Jesus because you wouldn't sign his face? He's going straight to the tattoo
what do you
removal
mean?
as soon as he leave you, because he's not gonna be a fan of you no more. When I asked
Good.
you, he says
fine.
good.
I'm fine with that.
You never know. You never know.
I don't want
once
no
you
person
reach.
walking around my face.
Nah, you
Man,
don't.
where's the
Well,
love?
and tattoos tell a story. It means something different to everybody. But
Of course.
people have been praising gladiators since the beginning of time. Because you're doing things that are extraordinary to other people that feel regular. You know what I mean? And so when you get somebody that that does something amazing to you, to the point that it's etched in your memory. You take a guy like Michael Jordan. Just imagine how many people's bodies his image is on. You already know he has that.
Oh, but what's the image? Now, the image of him jumping, the same image you see on a Air Jordan, I'm good with that.
Well, they
'Cause
got
that's a
that.
logo,
Well, they
that's
got
an
that
emblem.
in his face. They got all of that.
You got, yeah. See, if I'm Jordan and you got my literally my face on your body, we got a problem. Now you got my
Icon.
little hoop jump, the little hoop thing. I'm fine with that.
But that's
The
you,
moment you
Zach.
put
That's,
my
Yeah,
in
I
detail
think Zach
face,
is just caught up with the face on the body deal.
I get it. Oh,
Yeah.
I get it. Oh, I get it. But what's the difference?
it's like if you
between-
walk into some. Think about this. All right, Vaughn, I got something for you.
What's the difference
You meet
between
some
somebody
dude.
putting Yoda on their body?
Yeah, what's the difference?
But I got something for you.
Or
Let's say
Mandalorian?
you get invited to a barbecue at a guy's house,
Mhm.
okay? And it's raining outside, so it ends up being like a little cookout in his house. And the moment you walk in that house, he's got a picture of you hanging over the fireplace. He's got your jersey. His entire house is black and silver, and it's only you and him.
Okay.
You running or you hanging?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't be over there if I felt like it was going anywhere else. Yeah, I mean,
your face is over his fireplace.
What you mean,
that-
my
and
face?
it's
You
got
talking about me
lights,
and my
it's got-
footballs? You talking about me and my football?
nope.
In a football?
I'm talking
a football
about
pick? Or you talking about
I'm
one
talking
of those
about
Olin Mills?
painted. Yeah, no. I'm talking about he hand painted. It's an oil hand painting of you that he made over the fireplace, and it has lights. I mean, he even has lights on it
Oh,
Yes.
man.
to make sure it's like the centerpiece of his living room.
You
And
making
I mean,
it,
literally, that's what
making
you're
it-
talking
you
about.
making an intimate setting. So we got wine and everything. Yeah.
Zach, is there a problem with that scene you just painted?
What would you do?
Man, I think I met a friend, man. Somebody loved me enough or have enough, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he loved you
Respect for
enough
me.
to make you put the lotion on the skin, or it gets the hose
Oh,
again.
Lord.
No, where did you
That's
get
the
to
kind of
that?
friend you
What is-
just made.
Yeah, how we get?
What-
We went from
Get
pictures
to the
to
lotion at. This guy
Yeah,
loves me
now
as an
now
athlete.
we get
Hey,
down to the nitty gritty.
Put the lotion on its skin, or it gets the hose again.
I think I think if somebody's doing that, I think we've been able to pick up on that way before we got to go into his
Before they
house.
go inside.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
wouldn't have known this dude until he hiked up his shorts and then there was a picture of head on his leg. You wouldn't have
nah.
seen
I'm pretty
his
sure. I'm pretty
tattoo.
sure I'd have picked up on that one.
Exactly. Listen,
Way
just think
before.
about it. Let's go back to the backyard before the rain. Okay, like if a person is that much of a fan of you and they're in the presence of you, I'm sure you're gonna know immediately. Like they're gonna, and it's as intimate as a backyard barbecue. I mean, you ain't out at a bar or something. Like they're gonna make this some type of attempt to make your acquaintance to some point or say hi. I'm a huge fan. Or, you understand what I'm saying? Like I look at that as just being a fan. That's what a fan is, right? The admiration
Yeah,
of
I didn't.
individuals
I
and
didn't say
teams
some.
and concepts.
Yeah, I've seen
Is
some
that
pretty outlandish stuff myself, but it's like if in order for me to go to your house in the first place, I gotta have some level of comfort with a person. I ain't gonna be just no regular fan, but I've
yeah?
I've seen some stuff. People chasing guys, and I was like, how you chase a grown man?
Wait.
You
Uh,
looking for an autograph and stuff like
okay,
that. But
okay,
we all have those people that we're starstruck by. We all do. It may not be an athlete. It may be a singer, a wrestler. I remember going to back in Dallas, back in the 80s. We had a arena called the Sportatorium downtown, and that's where
okay,
they did all the wrestling in that. It was all
okay.
wrestling, and so we got to see the Von Erichs wrestle,
Yeah,
and yeah, man, we got to see all that. And you
yeah.
could go every week. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen Kerry Von Erich came out,
Terry, Kevin.
when he
Yeah.
came out, yeah, they would come out in the parking lot and sign autographs, and so
Okay,
he came out in
okay.
the parking lot, and everybody rushed him, and I just remember like, wow, that's Kerry Von Erich. I was
Yeah.
trying to reach and touch him because he did look like Conan, and he was on those
Okay.
steroids,
Yeah,
heavy.
yeah.
So yeah, so
Long hair, all that.
I
Easy.
it's just we've always praised gladiators in our society,
Mhm.
and praise those who we know could do extraordinary things that the average person couldn't do. And,
Mhm.
just being a fan of, somebody who's able to take you there and put you in a place where, you're in complete awe of them.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised because if it's not
yeah.
Michael Jordan that they're tattooing on their body, it's Star Wars. It's the Matrix. It's what I mean. It's something. It had to have some type of effect on them to do it. So if somebody walked up and had a tattoo of me on them, I would be absolutely blown away by that. But
Okay.
I would take it as a compliment.
Yeah,
I would take it
I
as a
agree.
compliment. Now, would I go and do that? For somebody else? Hell no. But
Yeah,
that's just not my style. I'm not judging
I get
anybody.
it.
I have
Yeah.
looked at tattoos and been like, nah, I wouldn't do that one.
Okay. Okay. And so you said the world has always loved gladiators, right?
Always.
And I'm glad you brought that point up. Are you guys following any of this March Madness basketball by any chance?
Yeah, gladiators
Nah.
are falling left and right.
And that's why I brought this up because Kentucky, yeah, I mean, first round, and we talking Kentucky now. This is a Cal Pet, you know what I'm saying? Coach Cal, this is a school that, all these big blue chip players go there one
But
year
it's
and go to the
basketball.
league.
There's more
It's
parity in
competition.
basketball than it is football. You
I
can't.
get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
basketball. Anybody out here can pick up a basketball and go outside and play. And what I'm trying to say by that is, it doesn't with the lack of the physical element being in place in
Mhm.
sports. It doesn't matter if a team is way bigger than another team.
Mhm.
Just because you outsize a team, a smaller team can come in there and outshoot you.
Any day.
You know what I mean? Because they're not going in the paint anymore.
Mhm.
like they used to. So I'm not surprised that number 2 Kentucky has failed to a 15 seed. You know, it
It's
happens more
competition.
often in
It's
basketball.
competition.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Right,
I
but I
mean,
mean,
it's more
I
likely
think
to
the
happen.
point is I think the what Mafia is talking about though is just the amount. I mean, there's 4 or
Oh
5
yeah,
teams that got knocked out.
well, that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. It's showing the parity. It's showing that you don't have to go to a big school anymore. And there's players that's playing everywhere. It's happening.
Yes.
It's going to happen more often. We've seen a lot more
Mhm.
50-point games happen. And a lot more 50-point
Individuals.
score,
Individuals.
individual scoring.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
when you change the dynamic up like that, and there's no more physical element, you got to think. First of all, you got to think what's the when you look at the optics of a lower seed team or a team that's in a smaller conference versus a big conference, the first thing we see is the size difference. That's the
Okay.
first thing we see. Is like these guys got big centers, they got big power forwards. Well, it's not a power forwards game and a centers game anymore. These guys are
Yeah,
shooting
it's
threes.
definitely evolved.
You can
Oh,
find
oh,
guards everywhere.
yeah.
You know, you can find guards that handle that rock everywhere and shoot. And so it doesn't matter anymore because nobody's playing in the paint. So we're going to see a lot more of these top seeds falling because it's a
Hmm.
game for guards and guys that can shoot now. Guys that are stretch forwards, stretch post players that can
Hmm.
shoot the ball. If you got
Yes.
those guys, man, you can take down another team. So
Yeah.
um, I think to add to what you're saying, Zach, I think we're going to see a lot more upsets as as time goes on.
Now, Vaughn, I just have to say
Yeah.
this,
Oh
man,
yeah.
and this is a large part of why I brought this point up. Gladiators and Kentucky falling, and why does it have to be an upset when it's competition? It's
Right?
a saying in the NFL, any given Sunday, everybody's professionals or everybody's on the same level. Why is it that
Yeah,
it
it's
has to
that
be an upset? Because we
everybody's
see
on the
more
same
team more
level
than the other?
amongst peers. We're on the same level, but to the fan and to marketing and branding, that's what makes somebody better, quote unquote, better than the next player. You know what I mean? And so
Okay.
it's not us being upset. It's the it's not us being upset. It's the fans being upset and the rankings and the people that do the rankings and you know and the projections and all that. Those are the people that are upset. Now I don't think it's actually
Okay. Okay.
the actual athlete. Do you think Buster Douglas actually walked in the ring with Mike Tyson and said, "I'm the underdog"?
Right.
You
My
know,
point exactly.
you know what I
My point
mean.
exactly.
I don't feel like he said that. I don't
It's
feel like
this.
he walked in there and felt like you don't feel like an underdog just because USA Today says you're an underdog and these guys are better than you. But that does, what that does do is play into some players' head, though. You
I
begin to
know it played
believe
in
that,
mine.
yeah, you begin to believe that if you're the team that is supposed to be the favorite, you begin to believe that you're actually better than another player or another team, and on the flip side of it, if you're the underdog, for some athletes, you begin to believe that, hey, these guys are, way up here on top of this mountain. And
Hmm.
really, it's not like that. They just are scared of you. They're using, like Mike Tyson said, he came into the ring. It was intimidation factor.
Yes. Yes.
Intimidation
Yes.
factor. You use all this extra circus stuff to intimidate somebody. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And it ain't like that. You got to go in there and hit them in the mouth, man.
I'm telling you.
That's competition at its finest.
Yes. Now, with that being said, because again, I always go back to this mind thing or the culture of things or how we socially struck ideologies and mindsets. Like we talked about, everybody loves the gladiator, right? And then
Right.
we talking about we have upsets or what have you because this team is more quote unquote prestigious, the status quo of things, right?
Yeah.
The one thing that comes to my mind, or the one team that comes to my mind on paper, this has to be one of the greatest teams assembled. The the 2022 Los Angeles Lakers, built of all these gladiators, just a
You're talking
conglomerate
about
of
this year's team.
team that can't win,
You
man.
talking about old gladiators though.
But they're gladiators.
They
Let the
are.
world tell it. You understand what I'm saying? I know they're
Yeah.
on the back end of their
Yeah, they
career,
did. They
but
did. They did have a reputation that followed them. You right.
yeah, you see what I'm saying? But I'm speaking like before this year started and before they were losing, man, you couldn't tell the world that they wasn't gonna be on top. You understand what I'm saying? You could not tell the world that them Lakers wasn't gonna be on top. And there's no
Yeah,
knock against the Lakers. Like I'm
but that's what casual sports fans thought. People that watch sports knew you added a handful of guys who could play defense at all, and then you added some guys that were ball dominant. It's like, how do you add a ball dominant Russell Westbrook to a team that already has a ball dominant guy in LeBron James? Is that going to work? And Russ don't even play good off the ball, without the ball. And then he turned the ball over too much. So you had that big asterisk already at the beginning of the season. And then Melo doesn't play any defense. Melo don't play any defense. So how are you going to play? Do you play those two guys together? They answered that question already. Hell no. They
They
answered
say hell no.
but everybody knew that coming in. It was like, dude, that's not a good mix. I think, Melo was at a point in his career where I guess he was okay with coming off the bench now. But
Really?
with him, and I would have got rid of Westbrook before I got rid of Rondo, because Rondo fit with the team better to me. He's a facilitator.
I'm glad you said that, from the concept of what really made this team, and because one thing that stood out to me with this year's team, when they gave away all those young players, and these were, in my opinion, really good players, because if you look at them now, they're really thriving. Take Washington Wizards, that have at least 3 to 4 of those players that they got rid of.
They have KCP. They have Kyle Kuzma.
Yes. There was a couple more, and these kids are thriving. Like Kuzma got to be averaging about 20 plus points. You know what I'm saying?
They let a lot of young, great talent
go. Caruso, that's with the Bulls. I think, look, he was one of the biggest facilitators and cohesiveness to that team before they let all them go.
I absolutely have no idea why they let him go.
And that's all I want. I don't understand. Like, okay, you want to get all these people to try to win a championship, but they at the end of their career, they on a, you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't make sense to me. And then you gave up everything you was rebuilding for away. Like, I didn't understand that. So I was just hoping that you could probably shed a little.
We let Brandon Ingram go to New Orleans.
And they looking good.
You had a lot of talent that you let go. A lot of young talent.
Right. Yes.
Lonzo Ball and Caruso go. And both of them with Chicago now, and they playing awesome with them.
Yeah.
Both of those guys were great pieces to a team. They're not
any team.
They're great teammates. You can tell that they're great teammates. They fit well.
I agree.
They're adjustable. You got to have that with guys. And you got to be able to switch gears and fit and know where you fit in at with a team. And I just don't think bringing a guy like Russell Westbrook to a team, I just don't think he's an adaptable player. He's going to continue to play his type of basketball. You know what I'm saying? And that's what bothered me. It's like, dude, you're not the man on this team. You're going to have to become a real point guard and quit turning. He touches the ball too much to be turning the ball over that much. You got to be somebody that's taking care of that peel. If you're going to be touching the ball every time down the court, you can't have 9, 10 turnovers in a game, dude.
Yeah.
You just can't, man.
Ooh, I don't know. I was about to say I kind of feel for the coach, but at the same time, the coach had more than those 3, 4, supposed to be mega stars on the bench. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
he
set them
about to be out
down.
of there too.
Man, that whole place is a rough. Hey,
It,
that's Ukraine right now. The Los Angeles Lakers team is like Ukraine. They just bombing right now, bro. And that's no knock to
what's going
Ukraine. And
on?
again,
What's going on? I thought about Ukraine earlier. What's going on in Ukraine now? I mean, it seems like it lost a little steam or whatever.
I think they really, you know what I'm saying? Again, well, I ain't gonna say this because I love humanity, and I think it's such a disservice. It's more than a disservice for what they're doing to those civilians over there, man. But
Absolutely.
when it comes to like these governments, man, I just don't understand how. I just don't understand how some people can be so humanless, so inconsiderate, so narcissistic that they could think about themselves that much or their little group as opposed to all these masses of people. So, man, again, my heart go out to all humanity, but especially at all of us around the world, man, that's just going through this, man, of these
America
governments
sent
and these people.
America
Go ahead.
sent billions of dollars in aid over there. How do you feel about that versus, you know,
You
about
really want to
versus?
ask me that?
Yeah, I
Go.
did. I did. I'm saying versus them actually helping people here. You know, uh, I'm just curious about. I wonder why. I don't. I'm, I don't know. I don't know why we do that here in America. We send billions of dollars in aid somewhere else when we have places here that look like that resemble some of the poorest nations.
Hmm.
You
I
take
get it.
cities that are not even close to what they used to be. Cities like Detroit and some of the inner cities that around our society that look just like that. And we
Hmm.
got tons of homeless people, all the homeless people in LA. I think
Hmm.
about that. I think about all the homeless people I've seen in San Francisco when I was
Hmm.
going through there. Man, it was unbelievable. And
Hmm.
even here in the DFW Metroplex. So I guess my question is, I guess since we're going off topic, oh well.
No,
Uh,
all topics is our topic when
all
we talking
topics
about
are
the people.
topics.
This the people rebuttal, baby.
It's the people's
This
rebuttal,
is the
right?
people's rebuttal.
So how do you feel about America's stance on that and sending billions of dollars in aid to other countries versus to uh, them using it here on the people here in our society?
Okay. So again, and I've mentioned this. I grew up and was being taught that the American government was for the people, but throughout my life, I've experienced where it just didn't equal out to that from their actions. And in my life of growing up, one of the wisest things I have become to learn is when a person show you who they are, believe them. When a person shows you who they are, believe them. I don't care what come out of their mouth. Their actions will tell you everything you need to know. And the
Right.
actions of this world has reiterated that one, America is not for its people, and two, they're playing politics as usual. You see what I'm saying? It's sad, but it's the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the game they do. It's all this propaganda. Yeah, vote for your people. Yeah, we for you. We gonna do all this, but they're not doing nothing for the people. I've never seen the government do nothing for the people of the United States. All 234, probably 240 billion of us. You know what I'm saying? Like of the world, I've never seen a government like take care of their people. And when I do, like, well, I take that back. I heard of a couple things where governments had, a little bit of humanity for their people, but they not getting the press. It's just like, what I'm saying, the local news. They're not gonna advertise people that's doing good in the world. You understand? They always filling us up with fear, filling us up with the propaganda of the government and stuff like that. I just feel this government is not for the people. And until we realize that, we always gonna say, how y'all gonna take care of somebody else but won't take care of us? That's just like the perspective of if I had kids, right, by a
Yeah.
woman, I'm no longer with the mom. I'm over here with another woman. She has kids, or I have a kid with her. but I ain't taking care of my first kids. You see what I'm saying? Or
Ain't
I ain't
that
taking
crazy?
care of it.
Ain't that crazy?
That's how I feel America is doing, bro, and it has always done. But I
Yeah.
think it's something in the background. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they pay this little money to these other countries because they want to put a military base there. They want to play politics.
Yeah, they
You see
playing
what I'm saying?
politics, Doc.
Yeah, but it's the
Playing
concept
politics.
of you have
Yeah.
kids right now. You know what I'm saying? You have kids prior to a relationship you have kids with, but you're gonna take care of the relationship, but you ain't gonna take care of your previous kids. Come on. That's America right there, bro. A deadbeat dad. America's a deadbeat
Yeah.
dad. And we
Yeah.
have to put a label on it. And that's my opinion and feeling on it, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. That's crazy. You hit the nail right on the head, man.
You know.
So
That's the
you
best
don't
example I
have no
can give.
love for me no more?
You see,
I don't
where's the
understand how
love?
people do that. I mean, how you overlook, but you see teams do it all the time. They'll go pay somebody who had put in the work for the organization before they pay the guys that have already been there. It bring in this, new hope or whatever to the organization. But, in America's case, we, like you say, we do things for political reasons, strategize. Hey, we're gonna go over there because we know it really ain't about the people. It's about them goddamn money and then oil and resources. That's why we over there. If it wasn't nothing else over there, we wouldn't even be bothering, stuff like that or trying to make alliances with people. It's all about what we can take.
Ulterior motives.
Yeah, ulterior
What's
motives.
the ulterior
what
motive?
We can get. Yeah, what we can get out of them.
Hold up, big fella. Hold up, Vaughn. It ain't what we can get. It's what they can get because they ain't getting it. We ain't included in that.
Well, I'm talking about.
I'm just being facetious.
I know I ain't getting none of it.
But for
that's
real,
damn
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
That's
you know what I mean?
damn show.
And that's the thing that Donald Trump was saying. Why are we giving all these different countries all our money? Let's take care of our people first here in America. You know what I'm saying? And again,
he wasn't totally all the way wrong on stuff. You know what I'm saying? He did
I don't think he was.
I don't
think he was.
I don't think he was either, man. Now he could have handled people in a better way. I feel on a personal level, but at the end of the day, business is business, and if he's handling business and get business done, he might, I just the way he handled people, the way he talked to people, and the way some of the nationalists and some of the quote unquote patriots and some of the people who were racist who gravitated towards him gave him another whole nother look. And you know what I'm saying? They kind of adopted him. They kind of adopted him. Now he looks like he's the fucking Grand Dragon or somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's what he started looking like instead of, and I don't know if that's what he set out to do, but I tell you this, he did have some great points and some good stuff that he did do. I'm not even sure about Biden right now. I think we just voted him in because we was tired of seeing Donald Trump for the most of it. You know what I mean? For the most part, they was tired of looking at his ass. So I don't even know if we've ever really felt like we've been a part of the we the people, but you know what I mean? We just just in the middle. Right.
I haven't.
We just caught up in the middle. Just like in the Ukraine war, they'll say, "Hey, this not your war," because they ain't never considered us to be probably human anyway. So, oh well.
Yeah, the sacrifice of lives, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sacrifice of lives, man. That's terrible, man.
These countries do it all day, every day, and has been done it forever, man. They will sacrifice hundreds of thousands of lives for personal.
Yeah, but if you look at a lot of the people that's from Russia, man, they didn't want that war.
Of course they didn't.
They had nothing to do with it. Yeah.
No.
I seen
a story with Ukraine.
I seen a story the other day. A young lady got killed. They found a lady that was murdered who previously had spoke out against Putin, calling him a psychopath, and they found her dead.
Really? Was it because of some type of bombing or
what
was her cause of death?
They found her dead. She's in Russia.
Oh, she's in Russia.
Yeah, she
Okay,
was in Russia,
okay. She
and
was
she
Russian.
publicly
Okay.
spoke out against Putin and called him a psychopath, and she ended up dead. So
Yeah,
that wasn't the first time I've heard, some of the Russian people speaking out uh,
yeah.
against Putin's decision to invade Ukraine. So
Mhm.
it's definitely, like you said, it's definitely probably coming from some small group of people who feel like we need to get this done, we need this and this, and the same greedy people that's always behind stuff. So
Yeah. And see, and you know, Vine, this is something, man. You know, you've been knowing me for a while, man. It's one thing I refuse to relinquish to the world, and that's the power to control myself. That's the power to govern myself. You know what I'm saying?
right,
I play the politics and follow the rules of the land, the laws of the land, and things of that nature.
right,
But when it comes to governance, man, I have
right,
to govern myself. I have to be in control of myself because from my experience, I can't be in no deadbeat dad situation, and I'm the kid that's not being taken care of, but I still want to say, "Daddy, Daddy."
right.
Man, whatever, yo. I can't do it. I won't do it. So I find my solace and my happiness within myself, and I just be the best human being I could be in this world.
That
And
is.
that's why I find so much love, man. It's the law of attraction. I'm always giving off positivity and love, and it's always reciprocated, man. On any end of the earth I ever been, man. And so that's why I'm gonna be with it. You know what I'm saying? And
There it is. Like we press for time there.
yeah, yeah, we press for time. So with that being said, actually that last statement was, man, my salute to every
Yeah.
human being out in the world, man. I love y'all, but love yourself, man. Don't relinquish your superpower of governing yourself, of knowing your sense of self. Don't give it to no government just because you voted for a certain person. Man, know you, love you, be confident and secure in you and all that energy you know what I'm saying, you put into other people, places, things, and situations in the world, man, love yourself more than anybody else because ain't nobody gonna love you more than you. With that being said, Vaughn, you got anything to close with, man?
Man,
Because
you said,
I feel it's, yeah.
man, you had a good word, brother. Way to close that thing out. And what we say, hey, appreciate that, Damon. Appreciate that comment. Appreciate you tuning in. You can always feel
Okay.
free to comment, and
Thank you, David.
we'll respond during the show. If you have
Yes,
any ideas for topics,
yes.
please, feel free to message us.
There
You
it
can
is.
find us on the streaming sites, of course, on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. So we
Yeah.
appreciate you, and you guys have a great weekend. And we'll
People's
see you guys.
rebuttal.
The People's Rebuttal, baby. We'll
Yes,
see you
sir.
guys next week.
Have a great week.
Hey, you see that?